Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the Hottentot Venus!
It was in London, in the year 1810. A crowd gathered before a low stage at number 225 Piccadilly Street to see the exhibition of a female specimen from Africa, the Hottentot's Venus. There was a cage on the stage, similar to one that would be used to hold a bear. Much like a performing bear, the woman was presented to the audiences by a handler and forced to parade back and forth for the gawking audiences. At one point, the woman refused to come out of the cage, but when this happened, the curtain was momentarily drawn, and handler raised his hand menacingly. After that, the woman was, according to the reporter, perfectly obedient. This type of performance was Sara Baartman's life in Europe. She was an African woman stolen from South Africa and exhibited as a not-quite-human being. The final years of her short life were dictated by men who saw her as nothing than a possession to bring them wealth and fame. Sara Baartman, also known as Saartjie Baartman, was a Xhosa woman who was born in South Africa in the late 1789. She is famous for being exhibited as a freak show attraction in Europe in the early 18th century because of her large buttocks, which were considered unusual and exotic at a time. Baartman was born in the Gamtoos Valley in what is now the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. She was a member of the Khoikhoi, a group of indigenous people who lived in the region. As a young woman, Baartman was taken from home by a British ship's doctor, William Dunlop, who promised her work as a servant in Cape Town. However, instead of being employed as a servant, Baartman was taken to England and exhibited as a sideshow attraction under the name Hottentot Venus. Baartman's large buttocks and elongated labia were considered unusual and exotic, and she was put on display in London and Paris, where people paid to gawk at her. She was also made to perform various tricks, such as dancing and singing, for the entertainment of spectators. Baartman was treated poorly during this time and was not paid for her performances. Baartman died of syphilis in 1815 at the age of 26. She was sexually assaulted multiple times, and her captors paid in exchange to experience Sehura, also known by stage name the Hottentot Venus, and her remains were dissected and put on display in a museum in Paris. In 2002, the South African government successfully campaigned for the return of Baartman's remains to South Africa, and she was finally laid to rest in 2002. Baartman's story is a tragic one and serves as a reminder of the exploitation and mistreatment of people of color throughout history. May she rest in everlasting peace.